games can represent a lot for a person earlier on in their life, regardless if it's Pokemon, Final Fantasy, or any of the other many classic video game series, in fact, that exist out there. A lot of these people love the cherished childhood memories that they have of playing that game for the first time, taking them to a completely different world, and letting them escape for a little while from their daily lives. And of course, when companies know that a game is extremely popular and it sells a lot, makes a lot of money, they want to bank on that popularity by remaking video games, bringing that childhood experience of yours into the modern world with a remade story, better visuals, better soundtrack, enhanced gameplay. Basically, across the board, they want to recapture that experience from your childhood. And there are many remakes that have come out over the past several years in gaming. For this video, I want to talk about a few of the remakes that I personally consider the best that I've played. Resident Evil 2 Remake was a fantastic time. I didn't grow up playing the originals on PS1. Frankly, I played the original game and got scared of it when I met the first zombie in the mansion from the original game. But I came around to play the Resident Evil series much later in my life, and I've played a good chunk of the mainline titles at this point. The Resident Evil 2 Remake, to me, is one of the best remakes possible. Not only does it recapture the awesome adventures of Leon Kennedy and Claire Redfield as they journey through Raccoon City, taking down the infected zombies, ultimately turned by the G-Virus, and trying to figure out the source of how this outbreak happened in the first place, but it brings that journey into an amazing new style for the gameplay and the visuals. The visuals in this game are absolutely peak and top-notch. Every single detail and aspect of this game, from the environments in Raccoon City, the character models, the weapons firing off, the different monsters that you encounter, including Mr. X. This game looks fantastic. The gameplay is upheld in a classic third-person shooter style, emulating the gameplay from the original. We're able to gather resources, make gunpowder, herbs, being able to go around and have that satisfying crunch of shooting a zombie, while also contemplating your decisions on whether you should be wasting the ammo or not. It makes use of this original system with free-flowing camera controls, fixed angles, and of course, you do have the classic Resident Evil tropes chucked in there too from the original, like Mr. X chasing you around, amongst other things. This game brings the classic Resident Evil 2 experience, and RE2 Remake captured that perfectly. This was a fantastic remake that I love playing, not only because it captured the story and the funny and witty moments from the original game. The game captures a lot from the original story, as well as enhancing the gameplay to an absolute fantastic degree. Not only having the original gameplay where you go and take down the zombies and have resource management, but they introduce a lot of new levels and sections that you don't see in the original that's strung together extremely well. Not going too far into it, Resident Evil 2 Remake is a fantastic encapsulation of getting the original experience while also maintaining the gameplay formula and improving upon it with the remake. secret on this channel that I'm a big fan of Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy VII being my favorite video game of all time. And the Final Fantasy VII Remake trilogy is fantastic. Despite the fact that there are only 2 of the 3 games currently out as of this video, these remakes have been a joy to play through. Remaking the original journey of Cloud and the rest of his team as they travel to stop the batcrap crazy swordsman Sephiroth from summoning a giant meteor to destroy the planet and Ascension to become a god. This set of games is just a fantastic time. The visuals, like Resident Evil 2 Remake, look fantastic. The detail for how they recreate each area of Midgar and the planet as you travel from Calm to Cosmo Canyon to all sorts of different areas look fantastic. With the character models, the soundtrack is completely revamped, introducing all the classic tunes that you heard from the overworld theme to the Shinra HQ theme, and just bringing out so many awesome things from the past, while also introducing a lot of new songs that work well in the game. And the gameplay, while it's not a turn-based RPG, the fact that this is an action hack-and-slash RPG where you have free control over your characters, can switch to different members on the fly, and still have the same upgraded materia system as well, it's fantastic for any fan of Final Fantasy VII, and anyone who's a fan of this type of game, whether it be an RPG or otherwise. The story is also captured extremely well, but I know this is a bone of contention for a lot of players, including myself. While the main stories of both Remake and Rebirth, we're to the point right now in the story where Aerith dies at the Forgotten Capital, but these original 2 games captured the spirit so well within the story of hitting all the usual beats, from the Midgar section to evading Shinra to all the emotional moments that happen when you're actually traveling around the planet, Cloud losing his mind to Sephiroth. There's also some great moments that are still there from the original game, remade absolutely well. The problem, of course, being that Tetsuya Nomura, being one of the lead directors of these games, unfortunately introduced a Kingdom Hearts-esque mechanic called the Whispers, which has introduced alternate timelines, time travel, alternate versions of characters, and kind of muddying the waters for certain key moments in the game that you really don't know what to expect. Despite these issues in the story, these remakes are fantastic, and I absolutely love them. They're some of the best remakes, I think, that have come out the past several years. And eventually, when we get Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3, despite a few reservations about the future of the multiverse storyline they're going with, kind of deviating away from the original game, I'm very much looking forward to seeing what they do when Part 3 rolls around. What I would argue for me, for the final set of remakes that I chose for this video, probably my favorite set of remakes that I've experienced, are Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, remakes of the original Ruby and Sapphire from the days of the Game Boy Advance. It's also no secret on this channel, like Final Fantasy VII, that Pokemon Emerald and Generation 3 and Hoenn is one of my favorite video games of all time. I love Pokemon Emerald. It's a game I grew up with, I absolutely love, again, to the point where I have images of it tattooed on me permanently. I love Pokemon Gen 3 and Hoenn. That being said, when I first played Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire earlier this year for the first time in 2025, I didn't know fully what to expect. I knew full well about some of the changes to certain areas, like Mobile City now being a giant shopping mall, and then some of the side content, like you can obtain Latios or Latios from a secret island after you meet Steven Stone on your way to Fortree City. So I knew about all these additional content changes to the locations, some side story events, as well as the character redesigns, and having some upgraded teams. I also knew about the lack of content from Pokemon Emerald, but that honestly didn't hinder my experience. I went into these Gen 3 remakes wondering, okay, now how are they going to improve on the original experience of the original Ruby and Sapphire? and they absolutely nailed it. This is a fantastic set of remakes that if you guys haven't played them in the Pokemon series and you're a fan of Gen 3, you should absolutely check them out. Well, I'm going to repeat a lot of things I mentioned about the other remakes. The visuals are fantastic. The detailing of every single area of the Hoenn region on the 3DS looks fantastic, colorful, bright, poppy. The soundtrack emulating the original themes like Little Root Town, Slateport City. The soundtrack is absolutely phenomenal, and while not all the tracks like Petalburg Woods kind of meshed with me, every single track is fantastic and equal to the original, as well as the visuals. The story this time around is pretty much the same. You honestly don't expect an in-depth story from the mainline Pokemon games, at least early on. But for what it's worth, these remakes not only capture the spirit of the original story well, fighting off against Team Magma or Aqua, as well as catching the legendary Pokemon Kyogre or Groudon toward the end of the game, but they also offer a lot of unique things, like the Delta episode, where you go and take on Rayquaza, Deoxys, and the Dracnoids, and a protagonist known as, or an antagonist known as Zinnia. So this game offers a lot of unique story content too that's extremely different, and it's something fantastic that these remakes bring to the table. Exclusive story content while also keeping the spirit and the originality of the original game alive. The gameplay in this one too, I know it's a bone of contention for a lot of people for the whole EXP leveling system, because the core gameplay is still classic Pokemon. You can go around, catch all the same Pokemon as you did before, trade the same people. The region itself is still the same, just remade in beautiful 3D graphics. But of course, the EXP thing is the biggest thing that people don't like about the gameplay, where all your Pokemon level up alongside your main Pokemon. You know, if your one Pokemon gains experience, the rest of your team gains it. Fortunately, unlike later titles, you can turn the EXP feature off if that bothers you so much. I personally found it to be an enjoyable part of the game, as I was able to raise my team, my classic Gen 3 team, the way I wanted to. What I'm trying to say is, guys, despite a few nitpicks I might have about this game, or these set of games, these are fantastic remakes, by far the best remakes I've played. I would say even more so than the FF7 remakes, because despite the fact I like that set of games, they have a lot more issues than I have with the Gen 3 Pokemon games. Mega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire are absolutely worth your time, and are, in my opinion, the best remakes that I've played in recent history. And those are some of my highlights, guys, for some of the best remakes in gaming today. Let me know what you guys think about these games down in the comments section down below. Do you guys enjoy any of these games? Have you played any of these? What are some of your favorite remakes that have come out throughout gaming history? And what are some notable ones that you'd recommend people play? I absolutely love doing these types of videos. It can introduce a lot of cool games to people who've never experienced them before based on recommendations. And it's cool to be doing videos for you guys, as always. If you guys did enjoy it, give it a like. Subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up with future videos and short content where I go and do mini reviews, collection pickups, and everything else we do here on the channel. And keep an eye out for that community tab post where you guys can help me decide what the next video topic is going to be. Until next time, guys, this has been Ryan from the Nostalgia Factor, as always, saying, keep on gaming.